Hello everyone, how are you feeling today? It's MR5 here, and today I'm coming at you with my Master Rule 5 DDDs. I just love the deck, so I wanted to make a Master Rule 5 DDDs, and from the vote that I made, which I should probably have mentioned at last video, that I am actually going to start using cards for stuff like that. I'm probably going to start using cards even more, so check them out. Probably will be a vote this time for the next deck profile, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm hoping that the cards that I ordered will arrive in time, and will not be like, just like the last order I made, 3 months until they arrived, which was pretty strange. But one of the orders actually took it like 3 months exactly to the day. I don't know why. But yeah. Also, another thing before we begin, I am going to give a shout out to Bear, which is a pretty cool Yu-Gi-Oh channel. A little bit below, both of them, the other one I'm going to mention, both of them are a little bit below 200 subscribers, and they're pretty cool. Bear for all of your Bear Yu-Gi-Oh needs, and Cryptic, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, which is pretty much for all of your hero deck needs. From the way that I looked at it, he's just focused a lot about hero stuff, and he does have a little bit things here and there as well. Deck profiles like me, and stuff like that. So go check them out. These guys also deserve some love. This community is big, and we can show them love. So go sub to them if you want to, and consider even subbing to this channel, leaving a like, and let me know the thoughts in your comments below. So DDDs, a pretty fun deck. There is few problems with it, though. A lot of people think that this deck is going to be great in Master Rule 5, and after further testing in Master Rule 5s and stuff like that, I like the deck. It's going to be a pretty good rogue deck, but it's not going to be a meta deck back, because I'm going to say that truly. You might going to say like, oh, but heroes came back after they weren't in a while. But yeah, but heroes got support. Cyber Dragons also got like a wave of support that actually helped them, like a huge chunk of support. They got like 3 sets that gave them support. DDDs are getting just 1 card here and there, and some of them are not even cards in the TCG legal. I'm only going to use cards as proxies here, like Needle Fiber and Gilgamesh, because they're cards that pretty much guaranteed to get. Some of the other options, I don't even know if we're going to get them. So let's jump right into it. Right now. So starting things off, we're going to run with the 3 main card deck, I think. The card that you mostly want to see. Ragnarok. Ragnarok is enabling a lot of combos with his scale effect of special summoning a DD monster from your graveyard if you special summon another DD monster. He does make you take 1,000 damage afterwards, but the thing is, you need to remember that his cost is make that your opponent take only half damage to the rest of the turn. You have no idea how many times I kind of like sometimes make that mistake myself, and sometimes actually saw like people make themselves the mistake and like, oh, this guy, make sure your monster's doing only half damage. Just remember that, because if you want to go OTK, this guy effect kind of like hinder you from that. So keep that in mind. Other thing is his monster effect, which is also, when he normal special summon, he summon a DDD monster, not a DD, a DDD monster from your graveyard. And then he also have the ability to tribute a double D monster to give you the ability to banish 1 monster your opponent control. Pretty important card, and a must-off free off. Moving on to your other DDD monster in the deck, 1 copy of Chaos King Apocalypse. When we're going to get Vice Doom or whatever his name is, I'm probably going to put that instead of this, because this guy is just here because it's a level 7 and he's easy to summon from the scale, because Gilgamesh put your cards in the scale, and sometimes you do your weird combos of you have to go into this, or he just helps for OTKs. Mostly you can special summon him from the scales by banishing 2 DD monsters from your graveyard. Pretty nice. You also have a nice effect to pop 2 spells and traps during either player's turn and then special summon himself, which mostly never happens because you never even have it in the graveyard, but it's still there if you need to. So that's pretty nice. Then for the 7 savants, we'll start off with the most important one, 3 copies of Kepler. Any of the text, it doesn't really matter. Like, seriously though, like, you could say you maybe want to consider this text in the scale, but I'm talking about monster effect. None of the effects matter except from add a contract from your deck to your hand. That's pretty much what this guy does. The rest of the text is pretty much filler. I'm just going to say that out loud. It's really not that important. 3 copies of the guys, it's a little bit debatable if you want to run 3. I just run 3 because I don't have Into the Void, so if you want to run like Into the Void, you can just cut this down and just play like another draw card like Into the Void. I just specifically not going to pay $13 for a card that is only just an upstart goblin, and I can just play this instead. This guy is great. In the scales, he's pretty much your negation for spell effect damage that you can get, so your contracts kind of protecting you from extra damage from your contracts. And his other effect is that if he's normal or special summon, he's just a Foolish Burial, which is pretty nice. Foolish Burial for your contracts and your DDD monsters. And then lastly, for the one-offs of the Pendulum monsters, we run 1 copy of Savant Thomas. Thomas is okay. He is have a nice effect of recursion from the extra deck when you like place it in the Pendulum Zone, so that's pretty nice. But his main effect is that you mostly want to use his effect of like on the field, if you're able to summon him, he can target a Pendulum DDD monster, DD monster, sorry, not DDD, DD monster, pop it, and then summon for you the Ragnarok from your extra deck, a level 8 DDD monster, and then you can just immediately proceed for Xyz play. So that's pretty nice, but doesn't really come up that much as it used to be, so that's why you only run 1 of him. That's it for the Pendulums. Now we'll move on to the 11 non-Pendulum ones. We start off with the Holy Trinity of 3 Lamia, 3 Slime, and 3 other Slime. These guys, I don't really need to explain that much. These guys are just so important for all of your combos. This one is Fusion from the Grave, this one is Fusion from the Hand, and a Banish from the grave to special summon a DD monster from the hand. This one is a special summon from the graveyard by sending a contract from or a DD monster from your field or hand to the graveyard. And also it's a level 1 tuner, so it's pretty important. And that's pretty much what they do. They're just that. They're just really, really nice cards to help you fusion and synchro. And then for the last 2 one-offs, 1 copy of Vice Typhon and 1 copy of Ghost. I seen people putting like 2 Ghost and no Typhon, or people just putting 1 Typhon and no Ghost. I think 1 of each is actually pretty much enough. Ghost lets you to send this card when he's sent to the graveyard, and it's not a harder once per turn. You get to target a DD monster or Dark Contract in your graveyard and send another copy of it. So that's pretty nice. And it helps you set up for the graveyard for next turn and give you more resources. And then it's other effective if he's getting banished. He can target 1 of the DD monsters that you banished, except himself, to bring back. So one of the things that I really like to do is that banish him with Necro Slime, and then just get the Necro Slime or the Suro Slime back in the graveyard, and also getting another copy of something in the graveyard. Vice Typhon is just your fusion for level 8 fusions. So it just give you like... It's for your big Genghis, and it's just give you like the big requirement to begin with. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty much does it for the monsters. 22 monsters. We move now to the spells. 3 copies of Dark Contract with a Gate. This one is your main searcher for your combo pieces, and the card that is searchable by Kepler. Also, this one is searchable. This one is not that great. I am considering cutting this down and even put a Yan Makai sometimes. It's like, this guy is not great. I'm actually considering discarding this card down, but the fact that it's searchable by Kepler actually helped this a lot, because sometimes you do need this additional fusion play, and you do got this one, but your hand is still garbage, so this one kind of fixes you, but whatever. Then for the draw power, we run 2 copies of Pot of Desires. I see people run 3. I don't agree with 3, but if you wanted to run 3, you're more than welcome to. Also, for all of you, I'm still going to say this one is a +2 and a -9 at the same time, in a way, because it does get rid of your deck. But the plus of drawing additional 2 cards is way too much outweigh the benefit. Yeah, sure, you are going to lose cards in the long run, but do you want to win or you want to get stuck with cards that are not that good? I still see that argument that people think that Desires is bad and Extravagance is also a neg-6 for your extra deck. But yeah, this card is pretty necessary in this deck. If you don't want to run this, it's your choice. But in my opinion, it's a must of at least a 2. Also, one thing, you don't really care about banishing your 4 one-offs that much, because mostly what you care about is your which is your core 18 DDD monsters, and then the 3 one-offs doesn't really important that much. So yeah, Desires is pretty good with that. Free Allures, it's another draw card. You have 22 Darks, why not? And then 1 Upstart Goblin to play 39 card deck. I specifically, like I said, don't have Into the Void. If you have that, you can play a 38 card deck, but I specifically can, so we're playing with those draw cards. Then, a tech choice I actually decided to bump up to 2. I did play it in my last profile, whatever. I don't remember, whatever. It doesn't matter. I did run it at 1, but I actually came to the conclusion you want to run it at 2. 2 copies of Where Art Thou. You can also run the level 8 Searcher for Fiends to search your Ragnarok with the one that came out in Immortal Destiny. I specifically think it's worse than this because it's also a pretty big Ash bait. This really isn't, and the 2,000 damage, while it is significant, I don't think it's that important. I am considering maybe playing one of this and one of that. It could be an option. I am considering to do that, but like, getting a level 1 on board is not that hard. So Where Art Thou will just get you the other combo piece you need. So again, I'm still considering to run the Dark Spirit thing, but I'm not sure. 3 copies of Cold by the Grave. You're a combo deck. You don't want to get disturbed. And then 1 copy of Foolish Burial, 1 for 1, and 1 Monster Reborn for your last copies of cards. One card that you could cut is Monster Reborn as well. I know it sounds weird, but Monster Reborn is just an additional 40 card if you need to. You don't have to run this guy or this card if you don't want to, and you can just put anything else. I specifically just like the Monster Reborn, but I did see some people just cut this card, run like a... like I said, the Dark Spirit thing, or also run the Into the Void instead of stuff, or just run Hand Traps. Which I don't think this deck is one of those decks that just really good for Hand Trap stuff. That pretty much does it for the main deck. Now I'll move on to the extra deck. Let's start with the fusions. 3 Gengises, 2 of the little one, 1 of the big one. I don't really think I need to explain these too much. These 2 are necessary because they're really easy to summon, and they're 2 level 6s, so it's pretty good for another card in the extra deck. This one is pretty important to your end combos. It's a level 8, and it's another big Genghis, which is pretty nice. You also have a negation effect for spell and traps during your turn, and not your opponent's turn, which is a little bit annoying in my opinion, but whatever. And this one, when he dies... he pretty much get you a Dark Contract from your graveyard, so that's pretty nice. Like, he dies by your opponent, you get a Dark Contract, so that's pretty nice. And this is pretty much what they serve for. Next, we'll move on into the Synchros. First off, 1 copy of Formula Synchron, 1 copy of Meteor Burst, and 1 copy of Alexander for your non-negate cards for Synchros. Meteor Burst, summon you most of the time, this guy from the scales. Sometimes you summon someone else, but this is pretty much his purpose. Alexander is combos, and Formula Synchron is either A, for Needle Fiber, which, again, I do run in the extra deck because we said it's Master Rule 5 DDDs, or B, you just summon this easily with greater of ease, and then just get a draw because sometimes it's actually necessary, and then sometimes you just use it with one of the little Gengises, and it's become a level 8 to bring out either your Siegfried or your... Burrow Lord Savage, but most of the time you use it to just bring Siegfried, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. That's pretty much it for them. Now, like I said, move to the negates. 1 Siegfried, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Savage, Super, Ultra, Secret, pretty nice. But yeah, 3 of these, they're very, very important. 1 of each of these is actually pretty good. Most of the time you're going to end the board with those 2. This one is just nice if you have... a Link monster in Grave, and it's easier to go to than Crystal Wing, so if you need to, you just go Savage, and its effect is a little bit more universal in terms of negate. So do remember that when you run those guys. And then for your XC, we run 1 copy of number 38, Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy, and 1 copy of High King Caesar. these are pretty important. This one is because of the two little Gengises, and Harbinger is just nice because it's Harbinger. It could also be number 90 Galactic, Galaxy Lord or whatever, which I will get to the other options that I have for the extra deck at the end of the extra deck, because there is one or two cards I'm going to suggest. But yeah, that's pretty much for that. Then for extra deck, the free Holy Proxies, 3 copies, 1 copy of each. Unfortunately, I have to proxy them. This one is going to arrive in mail. This two are just going to arrive and do overload. This one's for sure. This one I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure because they said a lot of Link monsters. I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of them, or at least pretty soon after. Needle Fiber, all of you know what it does. It's actually not that important as you think it is. If you don't have the money, and I might actually not have the money myself, you couldn't just get away with Turget. It does help you, but it's not necessary. Claw of Sheep is just better most of the time because you summon a fusion, you get back a level 4 or lower, which then you can just pretty much go to your Synchro plays. Needle Fiber is just, it's okay. I don't know. It's nice, but it's not 100% important. And a lot of people think, oh, you leave it in the extra monster zone for its effect. Not really, actually. If I want to make Savage better, I kind of don't really want to leave him in the extra monster zone, which I will get to that in a second. And Gilgamesh is pretty much for your OTKs and put 2 cards of DDDs, or 2 DD scales in your pendulum zones, but he does restrict you for only summoning DDs for the rest of the turn, so keep that in mind. And then the last card for the extra deck is 1 copy of Deco Talker, which I do run him because of, because like I said, I want to get the Needle Fiber or whatever Link 2 I get to the graveyard so I can use it with Savage sometimes. So having a Deco Talker, and he's also kind of like a nice protection effect on top of your negation stuff against targeting, so that's pretty cool. Also, like I said, there are a few cards here that I would recommend to switch, which I do have those free. So first things first, if you don't want to run Deco Talker, you could run this and this instead of Savage, because if you do run Savage and you don't run a way to get your Savage into the graveyard with your combos, he's pretty much useless in the extra deck, because without a Link monster attached to him, he doesn't really do anything. So another good option is Omega, because Omega is also recursion and take a card out of your opponent's hand. Also pretty super easy to summon. Shooting Riser Dragon is just good for someone with Needle Fiber, and another option with this guy could be number 90 Galaxy Photon Lord if you want to deal more with monster effect, which I'm sometimes actually considering that, because this meta probably going to be a little bit more monster effect than spells in this meta, so yeah, I'm probably going to focus on that a little bit more. But yeah, that pretty much does it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, help the channel quite a bit more than you think. Also, if you want to see a combo video, let me know in the comments down below. I also put the poll up there if you want to see it next week. If not, we'll do something else, but I'm pretty sure you guys want to see a combo, because apparently my previous DDD combo video is probably, if not the most popular video on the channel, and people really like that one. So I'm not trying to repeat fame or whatever, but this is a deck that I really enjoy and a lot of people enjoy as well. And I probably want to make another combo video for this one as well. So keep that in mind, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. See you guys next time. Remember, creativity is the key in this game. Show a little love to other Yu-Gi-Tubers as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.